Get me the Supreme Leader.
Yes, sir.
This is where General Hux presumably died.
But as we spoke about in the video about Hux's backstory, General Hux is actually a pretty smart guy, and he actually, is the reason for his father's death. So Hux has considered the possibility that he could get found out about, and he could possibly get shot with a blaster and die. So what he does in this fanfiction is he actually wears a blaster-proof jacket underneath his First Order uniform. Therefore, he's presumed to be dead, but he actually isn't. And we all know how strong Beskar steel is. And it's very likely the First Order still had some of that Beskar steel left over from the Great Purge.
In this fanfiction, General Hux boards an escape pod and goes to the planet Navarro. First of all, stormtroopers didn't know that he was a traitor, so it's pretty easy for him to get out.
The reasoning for General Hux going to Navarro is because, well, that's a place where the First Order isn't exactly present. It's a place where it's pretty much just run by a whole bunch of bounty hunters, and the Empire's presence was kind of removed from Navarro a long time ago. So, pretty much, but General Hux isn't a bounty hunter. He doesn't even know combat too well. He actually just spends his time working at a bar.
Shortly after he started work, it's announced that the New Republic won the war and the First Order is done. That means bounty hunters would get quite a bit for killing a First Order officer. This means Navarro is no longer a safe place for Hux to live.
So Hux flees to a place he knows is pretty much nowhere, and that is Jakku. That is pretty much a place where that's kind of just like a playground for scavengers. So Hux just kind of goes there, he finds some sort of mask, and spends years working for Unkar Plutt as one of his scavengers. It's not easy for Hux, but Hux eventually learns how to, and as a First Order cadet, he actually does pretty well as a scavenger. He uses one of the crashed ships as, his shelter, and since he knows the Empire really well, he does very well in the Starship Graveyard, giving him an advantage over the other scavengers on Jakku.
Now, this is very different than when Hux was a general, so he wants that authority back. So this is what he does. One day, he realizes that he could be the boss, so he kills Unkar Plutt. But things aren't that much better for him because he's still on Jakku in this lawless wasteland. He has no friends and is still practically homeless.
But Hux actually kind of got himself into a little problem here, because now everyone knows Hux actually killed Unkar Plutt, and since he's the rightful leader, maybe they realize, hey, maybe since he killed Unkar Plutt, since he's getting older, and maybe they want to kill him now.
Hux is now a 90-year-old man, and that's when someone attempts to kill him. But he knows he can escape, so he leaves on one of Unkar's ships. When he boarded one of the ships, he realized he hadn't been getting any messages transmitted to Jakku this whole time, so that's when a bunch popped up. But one that interested him quite a bit was which First Order officers were pardoned, and as he was a spy, he'd been pardoned many, many years ago. This was all for nothing.
Hux spent his last few years on Coruscant, and for the first time in his life, he was finally in relaxation.
Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.